We're streaming early tonight, so I can go to bed early, hopefully. I got some fun stuff to play with today. Shit took forever to take them off, though. I'll explain what I mean by that here in a sec. Gotta clean them. I got some more scales to play with. Oh, you went out and bought an arc? So what do you think of the arc? There we go. Got a clean set of PM2 scales. Oh, KO, when did you go out and buy those? I didn't. I went out and bought zirconium scales for my PM2. Thing looks sick. Well, welcome in, Tired. Nice to meet you. Nope. All right, good night. But once Brando shows up, I got something for him. How are you doing, new person? I have no clue how to read that. I do not know how to read that. But hi, how you doing? Greg, what's up? How's it going? Just cleaning that off before it sells. This one's full size. Somebody already has it called. This one's my mini. Are you looking for one of these? So you're looking for a full size then, if that's the case. Yeah, the mini's just about perfect for me. So oh, boring. I'm not a Benchmade guy either, to be honest. So I got like one or two that I like. I'm more of a Spyderco guy myself. You know what's sad is I'm actually, if I wasn't a douchebag, right? Or if I was a douchebag, I'd take the blade off of this one, swap it onto this, because this one's an S90V. But I'm not a douchebag, so I'll be stuck with my S45VN. Come on, Brando, we're waiting for you. Well, sure, but S90V's better, so. We have another knife to sharpen. Woohoo! Yay! Add an option between two of these, and the one that I chose is the one that didn't have a bent tip. Okay. AR RPM 9. All right, have a good one, Greg. We'll see you later. Fishy Fingers, what's up? How's it going? Well, crash out doesn't mean what it used to mean. This is very likely going to be a short stream. Unless somebody shows up that wants to talk a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get up at 6 the day after tomorrow, which that's gonna suck. Holy cat, what's up? How's it going? Oh, that's what fell. Or... Oh, okay. There you are. The second bearing set fell out. I'll be honest, this one's actually pretty clean. Yep, day after tomorrow, I gotta get up at 6 too. That's fun. Mine says, "Oh, you want to get up early? Too damn bad." And then I continue sleeping, and then I feel like shit for the rest of the day. that worked out pretty well. Yeah, see, I don't have that issue. I have an issue where I always look pissed off. Pretty much. I'm going to be honest, I'm only live streaming right now because I got this thing today and I want to get rid of it. And there was somebody who wanted it. Never messed with the recoil lock from CJRB. Seems like one of those innovative things just didn't do well. I kind of don't want to get rid of the pouch, but the pouch came with it, so. Lucas, you want to see what I got today? I bought a pair of scales for PM2. They're black. Woohoo! No, these are the ones I replaced them with. Or these are the ones I replaced, anyway. These are the new ones. And these were too cheap to pass up. Straight from the Mettenboss website, Zirconium blemish scales for $29. Makes me glad that I didn't swap blades. Yeah. They were blem scales and they had a half off deal going on. So I took advantage of both of those and bought them. Brand new, these scales are $170. And I got them for less than 30. So the blemish is these right here, chips from machining. Pretty decent chunks taken out. However, that's not going to affect performance. It's just looks. Yes, it is zirconium. These are heavy. This knife is actually pretty heavy now for how big it is. For anybody that owns a PM2, like, add an extra half of the weight on top of it. Yeah, they're not as heavy as copper, but they're heavier than I thought. I thought they'd be more like titanium weight. No, they are heavy. But then again, we're comparing zirconium to fiberglass. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that these things are going to weigh more. I'm just happy with the price that I got them for. Like, they popped up in an Instagram ad, and I popped on over there and snatched them up like almost immediately. You just bought a Terminus XR. Dude, that sucks. I have one for sale. Oh, yeah, no, even. Yeah, this stuff is a lot heavier than you'd think. But I've never messed with a titanium setup when it comes to a PM2. Getting this out was the biggest pain in the ass. Literally had to use a hydraulic press to push it out. Yeah, I have a Terminus XR that's up for sale right now. Where are you? I don't remember where oh, there it is. It's on the table. Oh, no. It's the green one. Yeah, if you were talking about getting one of these, I was like, you should just return yours and buy mine. Save you some money, but nope, definitely not one of the carbon fiber ones. So mine are these ones had liners. So to take the liners out, what did I have this thing priced at? Real quick before, I know I hate to do this after I already said that it's up for sale. Let me make sure that nobody's called it. No, 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 no. Nope, nobody's called it. Okay. So they go for 55 new. And I thought 40 was fair. Oh, Canada? Ooh. How much does it cost to ship to Canada? Never tried that. Oh, and then there's forms too. I wonder. Let me look into something real quick before. $150. God damn. Yeah, the chunks that are missing, I'd much rather chips like that instead of scratches everywhere. Yeah, my condolences. Let me check with I mean, you're free to move if you understand that things aren't going the way that you want them to. You are free to move to America. Eric, how's it going? I'm trying to log in to Pirate Ship and see if I can ship to Canada. Is it illegal to move to America if you have a criminal record? Or is it certain things? Well, I tried. I genuinely tried. But I don't remember what my login is for Pirate Ship. Damn, that sucks. Let me see what I can do. I'm not 100% sure if I can ship to Canada or not. And if I can, I don't know how much it's going to cost. Yeah, we don't. Like, don't get me wrong, we still have weapons laws, and I think that that's and like terrible, but they're not as bad as Canada. Dude, somebody had a great idea. Well, I thought it was a great idea anyway, because I'm in America, so I can do the stupid shit, right? Somebody had this idea where I change my VPN to say I'm in the UK. And then I start posting shit on Twitter that is anti UK just to piss off their government. And they can't do anything about it. Yeah, that's disgusting, dude. Well, somebody brought it up on like Twitter or something, and I'm like, you know, you know, not a bad idea. I think Benchmade's overpriced unless you get them for a decent price, right? Their their brand new pricing is way way high. But if you can find them used, then usually you can get a decent deal on them. Oh no, they took down a VPN. No. I'll just move to another one. Yeah, I'd look into Hogue. And Mora makes some great stuff. Well, nobody wants them. Yeah, you're not wrong. Unless I show them off, then for some reason people snatch them up like really fast. The black one. But yeah, I'd highly recommend looking into the Hogue Ritter or the Hogue. What's the other one called? The Deca. Well, sure, if you get them for a good deal, then they're great knives. But if you bought them at full price, then you overpaid so much. And the specific knife I'm talking about is obviously the bug out. Yeah, you should look into Hogue. They make gun parts, but they make great knives. One of the few gun companies that makes good knives, and their pricing is pretty dang good too. Yeah, no problem. Always happy to have a good conversation. Exactly. No, I first learned of Hogue from their yeah, from their rubber grips, their rubberized grips, and yeah, then I heard about them making knives, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be shit, uh, just like Browning and Smith and Wesson and blah 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 blah. And I looked into them, and good steel, good heat treat, great pricing. Honestly, they are hard to beat right now. I've yet to have an issue with SOG's Omega Springs. I don't like Omega Springs to begin with. I think that that design was a stupid idea. I was pretty happy when they started moving over, not Benchmade, but like other companies started using coil springs instead. So much better. So much better. It's not even close. Is this thing still sharp? Just went out and cut boxes with it a minute ago. Yeah, you're still good. Coil springs don't have the tension issues that Omega springs have. So Omega springs are how these crossbar locks work. And I really don't want to take one apart right now because it is like the biggest pain in the ass. But Omega springs are known for snapping. When overly played with, when it's just they're not fidget friendly, especially in current years. I don't think that it was an issue back in the day, but when you start moving to cheaper materials, then yeah, here's a snapped one right here. So they snap on the weak spot right down there, and then you have to send it in for them to fix it, or buy spare ones and put them on yourself. this one, this specific one right here, the owner says it broke in 35 days after buying it. That's just like really bad luck. And it looks to me like that was a bug out. I know, I've heard of people breaking their spare ones too. I'm not saying that all of them are bound to break. Just so we're clear, this is an issue that happens commonly, but it's not on every knife. You know, shit wears out sometimes, stuff breaks. That's just how it works. It happens. But does thicker mean better? That's the other question. Because I don't like. Hard to replace, no. Pain in the ass is more like it. It just takes forever. Taking them apart is a big pain. Not true. That was a lie. Taking them apart is easy. Putting them back together, that is the issue. So the SOG knives, specifically the Terminus XR, this, I have never been able to take one of these things apart. No, it's not even putting them together correctly. It's putting them together to where the, oh, this would be such a pain. It's on bearings too. All right. I need to come up with a new design. Cool. Already have it planned out in my head. I need patent money. God damn, I need patent money. Why is patenting so goddamn expensive? No, it's not a spring that I'm changing. I'm not going to explain it to you guys, but just trust me. The patent, this idea is perfect. Maintenance on these, maintenance on anything with Omega Springs, piece of cake. God, the biggest problem that I have is I don't have money for patenting. If I did, let's see, that right there might be the only reason that I turn on monetization on my channel. No, it's not related with Windows. I need to have a company that's willing to back me. And I'm usually fairly humble about myself, but some of these ideas that I'm coming up with are like a really, really big deal. innovation that hasn't been seen in a long time. But they're all for maintenance. That's all I care about. So I have three patents that need to be done. Fuck, that's going to be expensive. You should explore that. I don't like fixed angle sharpening systems, but a lot of people do. I need to talk to a patent attorney. Just say, hey, how much do you cost an hour? Trying to think of how I could get this to work without issues. And I think I've got it all figured out. Yep. Okay. Favorite knife brand at the moment is Spyderco. Some of the best heat treats in the not performance game, but production game. They're also fairly easy to take apart and clean. Fairly. And they use T8s for just about everything instead of T6s, because I hate T6s. I could see how that would help. I don't know how you do it, though. You figure that out. Oh. So talk to a patent attorney first, and then talk to a company to see if they'll back me so that they can pay for the patent attorney. And then I get my name on the patent, or at least the channel name on the patent. God, no, I'd need to put patents into trusts or a trust. That way lawsuits can't have them taken from me. Fuck, I hate how this shit works. It works. It's just, god damn, it's annoying. I love this thing. I'm so glad that I bought those. Which one's a great thin knife? Are you looking for one? Oh, okay. They're just wide, so they take up a lot of pocket space. They're cool though. this one needs taken apart. See, I don't mind the thickness behind the edge because you can always thin things out, but I'd much rather a little more material than not enough. I don't do a ton of stupid shit with my knives, but on the off chance that I need to, I'd much rather have the extra thickness instead of having a chance of snapping the blade. There are certain knives that I won't play with and do stupid stuff with. My Para 3 being one of them. Maximate is just one of those steels that I don't want to play with when it comes to heavy use. Oh my god, KO, what are you doing? So, first of all, shut up. I'll explain it as I go. Yeah, that's when you thin them out, is when they get too thick. Grease. And sucks because I actually really want this blade on mine, but somebody called it. I'd probably do it by hand. As stupid as it sounds, and I know it's going to take forever, but them muscle spasms just aren't something that I want to play around with. You know, there's some pretty decent knives that are UK legal, right? I can give you some recommendations. Stuff that I'd actually carry too. I think I put too much. Well, yeah, I'm not talking about things with a locking blade. There are a few cool designs that are UK legal. No, I don't think that you're allowed to own them either. So that's one of those differences between the US and other countries is some of those countries you're not allowed to own them at all, let alone carry. J-Dog, what's up? If you give me a minute to finish lubing this thing up, I'll show you some of the knives that I recommend that are UK legal. Wait until you see the one in my pocket. Just trust me, I got some interesting stuff. Phosphor bronze. Just like usual. My aftermarket build has brass, but so it's stuff. It's called Super Lube. It's a synthetic food safe grease. This one needs broken in, but to prevent it from act to prevent the action from feeling like shit, having some grease in there helps. Okay, well, let's come up with some UK legal knives. My first recommendation is the Rhodey XL from Spyderco. So the Rhodey XL is in M398 blade steel. It's a little under 3 inches, and it is a non-locking double detent blade. It is a solid knife. I've held one of these things. Frankly, it's something I'd love to have. And it says 115. You can find them for cheaper elsewhere. This is just on the Spyderco website. True. It has the a finger choil. That is my best recommendation, though, for being UK legal. You get a great blade steel. Oh, actually, I need to clean that up a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Blade HQ. We're going to do View All Knives. Then we're going to filter by lock type, slip joint. I've got a couple of these. And blade length 2 to 3 inches. We'll go high to low. And how much are you willing to spend? Ooh. I'd say that's smooth. Okay, so then my recommendation needs to go down in price. How much is that in US dollars? Can somebody help me with that? This one was called already. It's going for what, 215? You can find this one on eBay for around 280. Oh, that is so much better. 133. Awesome. That will bring our... I'm pretty sure that's pounds, but I don't think it's euros. Oh, this is so much better than it was. Still looking. Give me a sec. Oh, 175? Okay, so yeah, it is pounds. That gives me a lot better range, honestly. I think this one is probably going to be one of the better options. 2 blades. They're both in M390. It's a Lion Steel Best Man 2. Or Lion Steel Best Man, I guess. At 170. 2.88-inch blades. I didn't know that Medford made ballad songs. Come on. Damn it, they just had their website fixed too. That is so irritating. Okay, from 150 to 200. Now that narrows it down quite a bit, but it also gives you a good range of decent stuff. No, I wasn't recommending a ballad song. Yeah, Swiss Army knives are fine. There's just better stuff out there, which is what I'm trying to help you find. Give me just a sec. I'm closing a whole bunch of tabs. That way I can open up a whole bunch of options for you. I forgot that they make one of these in a slip joint. It's a 2.4-inch blade though, so it is small. And it's 160. Did you like that last one that I showed? The two-bladed one? Because if you did, they make ones with other materials other than carbon fiber. The Remet RT Squirrel. What steel is that? M390. No, I'm not. I might look at them in a bit, but I'm trying to help this dude out. The RT Squirrel 2.8-inch blade. Lightning tie. That right there is probably a great knife. Yeah, I think the Squirrel is probably going to be one of the better options. I would recommend the Thrill, the Lion Steel Thrill. The problem with that one is it's an integral aluminum, and I'm not sure if aluminum is the way to go. So right now we're just going down in price. You know what we should do? Let's move this stuff out of the way. And then just show you guys what I'm looking at. And we'll go back a couple pages. So there's this one that I was talking about. If there's any of these that you're interested in, just say what name it is. And exactly. That's why I was saying aluminum's probably not the way to go. This one, though, titanium and micarta, that one might be one of your best options right there. You get M390 blade steel, which is stainless, two of the blades, and titanium and micarta inlays. Or you can get it in wood if you're a more traditional type of guy. Abdullah, what's up? How's it going? They make a thrill in titanium. The root. We'll pull that one up real quick. 2.8-inch blade. Looks like mostly titanium with some micarta inlay. Probably M390. Does it come with that? $58 to $60. A little lower than I prefer. No reviews. I'm wondering if it comes with the pocket slip, because if it does, then I like my pocket slip that I got from them. I just don't remember where I put it. It has a knife in it, and it's just gone. Oh well. Oh, does it come with that? I didn't see. Well, I'm assuming since it's showing it off that yes, it comes with it. Sandblasted titanium, natural canvas micarta. Oh yeah. No, it just says slip joint knife. Yeah, I don't see where it says it. Oh. No, you're good. I'm assuming since they're showing it off that it comes with it, which would be a solid assumption. Why is it in the flipper knives category? It's not even a flipper. Anyway, we'll leave that one in as an option. The squirrel is an option as well. I put the micarta version of the best man in there. Not sure if you're interested in that, but it's a great option. For when one blade goes dull, at least you still have another one. The Kaiser Trestle, I haven't actually looked into this one that much. Ooh, S45. 2.9 inches. 60 to 61 HRC, that's good. Okay. You have a good one. We'll see you later. Dude, I kind of want one of these now. It's not very often you get a traditional looking slip joint with modern materials like that at a good price. They're usually overpriced. Yeah, there's some great traditional options out there. I highly recommend everybody at least try carrying a traditional. It might not end up being your thing, but at least give it a shot because those things, they can be great. Very dependable. I need to stop forgetting to go to that glass shop. I'll look that up. Somebody recommended I look at something obscene, so I'm looking into them real quick. Sharp things. There are no products in this collection, so they're sold out. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not disliking the materials. Titanium and S90V reminds me of Jack Wolf, but not as expensive. Their website crashed on me. Oh, made by QSP. Hmm. Will I sharpen a knife? I already sharpened a knife tonight. Do they make them in other colorways? Because I kind of don't like how the jig titanium looks. but I want S90V. I need to try some S90V as well. I have some on the table and I have some in a box, but neither of them are mine. Well, technically this one's mine, but it's already called for and basically sold, so using somebody else's knife and leaving marks on it isn't cool. Yeah, their stupid pop-up that tells me to sign up for their newsletter crashes the website. Not every time, but like half the time it crashes it. I'm looking at in-house designs. I'm not looking at Rosecraft right now. I'm sure Rosecraft would send me something if I asked, but I wish more companies would use crystallized titanium. That is a severely underrated material. It looks beautiful. And you can do it in multiple colors too. Man. Oh, crystallized titanium as a material for handles. Well, apparently Cheat for Cut's going to be sending me one of their new stones once they release it. Bunker Audio, how's it going? I'm mildly irritated. Not even that I was going to buy one, but they don't make these with the fat carbon that I like. Nice. It's a great knife. Yep. So the fat carbon that I like is called Purple Haze. It's basically the same as the other fat carbons, just purple instead of the other color. But like I'm irritated over something that I'm not planning on buying anyway. So Like, there is no reason for me to be irritated at all. It's just they have them in almost every other color except for the jungle green and purple haze. Yeah, I did try looking though. I mean, think about it, right? Why wouldn't you make them in every color? Or are the other colors sold out? That might be a thing. Maybe the other colors are sold out. I do not have an open L yet. Nope. Yeah, I was right. They just don't make them in hey, if anybody's interested, this one's at the very end of it's a factory seconds for a cosmetic issue. And it is, by the looks of it, $30 off. $154 cm. I didn't see Machine Wise making a new knife, but I don't pay attention to their shit because it's way too expensive. So, me talking like that as I'm about to buy a $600 knife. Machine Wise. Upcoming drop. Another Sonora. Well, they have 4 Sonoras up for sale. No, 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 no. I said I would try to get them to sell them for around 40 to 45. Now, something to keep in mind is that I don't own that company, right? They make whatever decisions they want to make. That is a lot of money. Again, I'll see what I can do. I need to release their video. I'm going to make it tonight and then release it. Got to clean up the table first. I have a couple Victorinox knives. I don't really use them though. I've got other stuff that I consider to be better, so I just carry that stuff instead. So as soon as I end this stream, I need to make a video. And it's midnight, so I should probably be heading to bed here pretty soon. You know what's kind of funny about zirconium is so when I first got my hands on this thing, or on these scales, they were flawless, right? And then the moment you touch them, it leaves a black spot. It's entertaining to me. I just, like, you touch them for the first time, and then you're like, yep, those are ruined. Then you just smudge, and now they've got a dark spot, and it will never be the same. I don't care. It's a carry knife. I'll be carrying it tomorrow. And then my heavy use knife will be the Spyderco Military. I trust that one more than any of the other ones in the collection at the moment, so especially this one. I don't think I trust this one fully yet. I don't know much about zirconium. I just bought them because they were cheap. Hmm. Interesting. So it's extremely corrosion resistant and heat resistant, but it's slick, as I've come to know. Any sweat on your hands, and this thing is now a slip and slide. this will be a winter knife. But with that DLC coating and the zirconium finish, oh my god. This thing's just amazing. Total value coming in at a whopping... What did I spend on that knife? Oh, you guys are going to hate me. I just realized how much I spent on this thing. And it is not much. Total cost, not including shipping for the knife when I bought it, is $69 for a real PM2 with zirconium scales. That's brutal. What? Apparently, it's used in magnesium alloys and certain steels, according to Google's AI bullshit. I'd need to find something to put it on. Something flat. I might try it. I don't know. It's not going to hold up the same as a diamond plate. Sandpaper, the sandpaper I use anyway, uses corundum as the grit. Corundum is sapphires. I'll agree titanium is super versatile, but it's also extremely lightweight. This stuff's more dense, and it's used in nuclear reactors. It also helps with degassing in vacuum chambers, too. Didn't know that. Not particularly. This was just cheap, and I wanted to try it out, and I don't regret it because this thing looks sick. I'd much rather go with titanium, but I didn't find any in titanium that were as cheap as these ones. Hmm, interesting. Okay, then I might just carry this thing. Yep, you as well. So apparently zirconium has a tensile strength of around 47,900 psi, and I'm not going to be putting that much force on this thing. Yeah, so I guess I might just carry this thing along with the military in my left pocket. So the day after tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some tougher stuff, which is why I need a heavy use knife. Hence where the military comes in. That military is my beater, and God, I love that thing. Yeah, I noticed that. They use zirconia, which is the ceramic version of zirconium, in dental work as a replacement for teeth. I didn't know that. Toughness is impressive on that shit, too. Supposedly handling up to, what was it? 1,200 megapascals in force. That is just bullshit how high that is. So I need somebody to. I just need to talk to a patent attorney. I need to remember the patent ideas. That's the biggest problem is I think I've blown through like 4 patent ideas that I just forgot about. One of them I didn't have the money for, and it got patented by somebody else. Or not patented by somebody else, but anyway, I thought of the top liner lock before it was released. So I guess great minds think alike on that one. Favorite scale material? I don't know, G10's pretty good. I like titanium, but you know, G10's more common and a lot less expensive. Actually, when was the smock released? It was at the very least before I had ever seen the smock. And I think it was the smock 2 that you're referring to. Oh no, it is the original. They beat me to it. I'll admit that. No, that's a different. That's the compression lock with a button. Mine wasn't the compression lock. Mine was a button actuated liner lock where the lock was up here. You could use it as a liner lock, but it also had a button option. You know, I'm not even sure that's actually been used yet. Anyway, that was my idea. It wasn't, yeah, it wasn't a top liner lock. It was just a button actuated liner lock. Because, you know, you typically get like one option to close a knife. So it's kind of nice to have two. Usually you're stuck with the either a liner lock or a button lock or a lockback. Well, with that idea, you get two options of closing. But when I thought of it because I was a fidgety person, not because I had seen it before. Do you mean Victorinox is coming out with a button lock? Because that would be interesting. I wouldn't buy one, but it would be interesting. Okay. Yep, somebody did it. So now we have the question of, yeah, I just looked it up. When did that come out? Which green one? There's like a shit ton of green ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hmm. Well, in that case, sounds like they dropped it first. Oh, if it was in 2024, then I definitely thought of it first. I think I thought about that one like back in mid 2023. But all I know is that I thought about it before they came out with it. That doesn't mean that they didn't have the idea first. Dave, which green one are you talking about? There are quite a few green ones. I'm not a knife maker. Nope, I'm a knife collector. I've messed with one of the Rangers. Well, at least somebody did it right with decent materials. I don't dislike it, but I don't like where the thumb or where the button is. And I don't like thumb studs either. On something like that, I just think a thumb hole would be better. Maybe not like a Spyderco thumb hole, but a longer thumb hole. The problem is the blade isn't tall enough for it to make sense. The front flipper is cool because it's there, but other than that, it is completely pointless to me. I don't like front flippers because I can never get them to work. It's like a 75% chance that I fail on them. You know how embarrassing it is pulling out your $200 knife and you go flick and it opens halfway like that. So here in about 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream so that I can go snack on something and then go to bed. I have decent dexterity. I'm talking to one of my local knife maker guys about having this thing stone washed. Yeah, I have like literally just my hands just fit in large gloves, but my fingers aren't that long, so they don't completely fill the large glove. You guys should go look into knife rights on Instagram. They're trying to get us more rights and make it so that knives are considered arms under the Second Amendment. I support that. I just can't afford to donate to them. I'm not saying that you guys have to either, but following along, paying attention to stuff, you know, giving them a like, recommending their channel to other people, that helps them. It gets them more money to be able to afford the time that they put towards this. So if you like knives and you would like to carry your knives and not have your rights taken away, go check out Knife Rights on Instagram. I'm looking forward to the day that knives are considered arms. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Appreciate you guys watching. Had a good time on this stream. Had some questions answered and everything. So, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night, morning, day, whatever it is. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, Lucas. We'll see you next. Actually, I won't be streaming tomorrow or the next day. Sure, you got better things, but that doesn't mean that knives can't be part of it. I saw that, Lucas.